Okay, good afternoon, adventurers. I hope you're excited. We're going to learn about different types of flights. We're going to learn about building different instruments that can fly. So I hope you got a sheet of plain paper or colored paper, wherever you are, so we can build together. Okay, so a little bit about myself. I'm from, as Pastor said, I'm from the South England Conference. Yes, I'm a master guide with PLA. I live in London, and I started Adventures when I was in the builder class, and I've stayed within Pathfinders up until this very day. So roughly about 15 years I've been here as Pathfinder and an adventurer. So I hope you guys can also stay within Pathfindering all the days of your life. Okay, so let's get started. So here are the requirements. It says, number 1, make a paper plane and fly it. Number 2, make a simple glider and fly it. Make a simple kite, fly it, and explain the safety rules. Number 4, observe 4 different animals that fly and tell how they fly. Number 5, draw a picture of your favorite flying animals. I look forward to seeing more flying animals. Number 6, it says, know where the Bible speaks of an angel flying. Excuse the typo there. Number 7, know who the first successful motorized airplane pilots were. Okay. And lastly, a crossword on different types of flying. So we're going to cover the majority of those requirements today. Okay, so who can tell me what the difference is between an airplane and a glider? Who can tell me what the difference is? I can't see anyone. I must have passed them. I have to help me in this bit.
Alberto, no problem at all. What is the difference between the airplane and the glider? All right. Alberto, there is something in the center of your screen, some box, which is gray. Do you know what it is? All right. Now it's better. Okay, so guys, what is the difference between the glider and the plane? All right. It's time for, okay, somebody says plane is using engine. Okay. Okay. Somebody says glider is manual. It's a really big word, manual.
Okay, good. Interesting. Okay. I like. Okay, so you're correct. Plane have engines and gliders do not have any engines. Okay. So planes are powered. Okay. Where they have fixed wings and an engine. Whereas a glider doesn't have those type of things. It just uses momentum, such as gravity, by jumping off a cliff, stuff like that. And it uses the wind to guide or glide through. Okay, so planes have engines, gliders do not. That's the main difference between the two. So it says here, make a paper plane and glider and fly it. So I'm going to stop screen sharing here and we're going to do this very quickly together. We're going to make a paper plane and we're going to make a glider together. Okay.
All right.
Screen sharing so you can see me full screen.
Excellent.
So you can follow each other. Okay. So everyone got a piece of paper? If you have one, you can follow along with me. So what you do is you hold it long way, so vertically, and you fold it in half the long way around. Okay, fold it in half. Like so. Okay. And then what you do is you open it up like this, like a little book, and you bring the corner in line with the line you created in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to bring the corner in like this. Oh, let me put it on the table. Yes, I got one flap in. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so I have 2 flaps like this. Okay. Then I'm going to fold it, close it. I know it's quite different from how you guys make it at home, but I'm going to close it I'm going to bring one flap and bring it down in line with the bottom line. So I'm going to fold it like this. So this top line is in line with the bottom line, like this, okay? It's like a half triangle, okay? Should look something like this, all right? Now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So twist it around and see this line on the top here? I'm going to bring it down so it's in line with the bottom line here, okay? Good. So I did that. That's half of it done. You can leave it like that, or I'll make it even sharper and I do another fold again. So I bring the size down again. Like this. And do the same thing to the other one, to the other side. So yeah, so I open the flaps up and I have a paper plane looking like this. Okay, that's called a darter. Okay.
But then I would say, Alberto, we just want to make sure that our adventurers know that we would love to see the photos of the airplanes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so if you want to decorate one of these or whatever it is,
yes.
take a picture and send it.
Yes.
I will post the address.
I have lots of colors. I want you to decorate, put your name and your club on it, and send your pictures to director Diane. Okay. So that's our paper plane. Okay. So I'm going to fly that one away whilst we go onto the glider. It's a little bit difficult. So I'm going to try to do it. And then when you're at home, you can get the equipment up and do your stuff. Okay. So very quickly, we need like a little stick like this. A little kebab stick if you've got one of these. Or if you want to be adventurous, you can use a lollipop stick. Either one is fine by me. Okay. So you need one of these. And you need a plain piece of paper. And some glue. I dropped my glue. Okay. So
Alberto, just to tell you, somebody wrote a quite interesting answer about the difference between a plane and a glider.
Okay, let me hear that one. As
you're making the glider, it says the glider doesn't take you on a vacation.
It doesn't take you on a vacation, but I'm sure you can fly one around when you're on vacation.
That is right. Well, well done for that answer. We love it. We love it.
Good answer. Very good. Thank you for that one. So what I've done here is I've folded my paper again in half. Okay. And I've cut it in half again. You might want to get your parents to help you cutting this because this is going to be very sharp. Okay. So I've got this type of half paper. So what I'll do is I'll start from the bottom corner here and work diagonally across. And it creates a V type of shape.
All right. Okay. Alberto, do you have also a link somewhere where we can find instructions?
Yes. So at the end of my PowerPoint, there's some links you can click on and you can follow it at home. Okay.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. So my friends, don't get stressed about it. You cannot follow it at the moment. You can do that later on. And also you can rewind to this part where Alberto is making it and you can just do it again. So don't get stressed. Enjoy as Alberto is making glider. This is the first glider I'm going to see. One. Yeah.
So the top bit is a long bit like this. Okay. And I stick it onto the side here. And then the back bit, I get my paper again. I'll make a square. So a line like this. A line like this. And then diagonally like this. So it's a smaller glider like this. Okay. So what I do is I've got the front one. Then I have the back one like this. And I hold it in, stick it down together. I hold it in the middle and I can just fly it across like that. Okay. So that's how you make the gliders. I'm going to show you some pictures. So you can have a little guide. By the end of the PowerPoint, there are some links you can click on and follow the tutorial to make your own gliders and paper planes. Okay. I'm going to go back to the screen sharing so we can move on. Okay. Okay, so let's go on to our kite. So there are some safety rules when we're flying kites, okay? So we're going to play a quick game. Is safety when flying kites true or false? And what I want you to do is write or shout out or type out, sorry, if the answer to the question or the statement is true or false. Okay, so here comes the first one. True or false? You must always fly your kite during wet and stormy weathers. So is that true or false? Type away F or T, true or false?
All right, Alberto, I don't know why, but we have very low resolution of your PowerPoint presentation, so we can't read that question. Just read a question for us again.
So the question is, you must always fly your kite during wet and stormy weather.
Excellent. Okay, question is there, guys. Open it. Okay, everybody is writing the letter F, or they're saying it is false. So a Facebook audience is doing the same thing. So everybody is on the same page.
Good, that's correct. The answer is false, because wet weather, it can create some static energy in your kite and sometimes could give us a little sting here and there. So it's not very safe to fly your kite during wet and stormy weather. Next question, I'll read it out for you again, is you must always fly your kite in open space. So you must always fly your kite in an open space. Is that true or is that false?
All right, Alberto, thank you so much for that question. You know, you must always fly your kite in open space. And our Zoom, well, our adventure is just unbelievable. We have some PhDs here going on for sure. So that's, yeah, absolutely. Everybody is saying it's true. And also on Facebook, we had a one false, but 99% was true.
Good. You're all correct. If you said true, that is correct. You need a good space to fly your kites so you won't damage anybody and can get good running distance to fling your kite up in the sky and it won't hit anything. So your kite can nicely fly and float in the sky. Next one. If your kite gets stuck in a power line, you must rescue it. So if your flight gets stuck on a power line, you must rescue it. Is that true or is that false?
Thank you. Very, very interesting statement there. Is it true or false? All right, Facebook is waiting to receive the question, while the Zoom audience, well, our adventurers here are saying it is false, and our Facebook as well group is saying it's definitely false. Do not save the kite.
Excellent, excellent. That is so dangerous. So it's false. Do not rescue it. Leave it there or call the rescue services and they will find a way to bring it down. We must not rescue any kite that gets stuck in the overhead power lines, because that can be very dangerous and really damage us, okay? So, next one. You must wear gloves when flying your kite. You must wear gloves when flying your kite. It's a tricky question, but let's see what you guys come up with.
Yes, it is a tricky question. I fly kites, and so I'm wondering what the answer is going to be on this one. So guys, do you need to wear the gloves when you fly the kite? True or false? All right. Well, we have a little bit of a mixed answer on this one. There's somebody saying true and somebody saying false. So what is a right answer about?
So with me and my rules, I'm going to say depending on the kite, but mostly true. So unless you have something, a holder, a kite holder like this, it's be safer if you have gloves. So when you're pulling on the wire on your rope, it doesn't burn or hurt your fingers or your hands. Okay. So in most cases, yes, you must wear some gloves or some protection on your hands, unless you have a holder we can roll your rope in and not hold your string with your bare hands, because that can kind of scratch you or burn you. Okay, so I'll say true here. And last question is, you can fly your kite near roads and paths. So you can fly your kite near roads and or paths. True or false?
All right, very important question. Statement, what is it? It's true or is it false? All right, Zoom, because they get the answers, the question first. Everybody in Zoom is saying it is false, and let me just check the, okay, Facebook, okay, people are saying it is false as well. Somebody put the hand of the head wondering, they're not sure. So what is the right answer?
So the answer is false. Don't fly your kites near roads or paths, because you're going to distract the drivers and that can cause some accidents, or your kite might swing down and hit some people walking on paths. So make sure you're doing open spaces away from footpaths or near the roads to keep you and others safe. Okay, guys? So knowing that, we're going to learn how to make a simple kite. Now, this kite is going to be slightly different from the kites that you might traditionally see, but because of time, I can't make that one. So I'm like a simple paper kite you can do at home right now. So again, a plain paper. I will fold it in half. Oh, is it this way? Sorry. I'll fold it in half like this. Okay. I'll then bring one corner and swoop it in like this, and the other corner and swoop it in like this. So it looks like this. Then I will staple it here, but I run out of staplers. So I'm going to use a paper clip. So it holds the two wings together. Okay, guys. And then I'm going to pull a hole punch at the front of the kite. Okay. Oh, I didn't make a proper hole. Oh, didn't make a proper hole. Make a little hole there. And I'm going to insert my string through that hole there. And there I have it. Okay. A little kite. So I'll just throw it in the air, and the air should go through the loops and carry your kite through, your little paper flight kite.
Thanks so much for the kite, Alberto. For everybody who never flew kite, maybe somebody there is, you would need to run a little bit. So just throwing a piece of paper in the air won't take it there. Make sure you hold it for a little while, run, and slowly let it go and release. That's right.
So at the bottom of the slide, at the end, there's a traditional version of making a kite. It's a little triangle shape. So you can click on that link. Very simple. All you need is 2 sticks, roughly, one smaller than the other. You make a little T shape and you carve around it, and you can decorate it then. Okay.
Alberto, somebody asked, can you do this again? Once again, my friends, because of time, don't worry too much. But if you are able, maybe in a few seconds that you show, this video will be here on Facebook, also on YouTube. Just come back and just rewind it so you can complete.
And I've got lots of videos at the end, so you can click on it to see how to make it at a slower pace for you guys.
And also, for everybody who's struggling to see the PowerPoint presentation, we have your PowerPoint presentation, Alberto, which means you can download it later and have a look at it.
Yes, definitely. Okay, guys. So that's basically what we've done today. We've built a kite, a simple kite, and a simple glider and rocket planes. So when you finish at home, I want you to decorate your kites. Okay, decorate your paper planes and send them through to Pastor Dayan, where he'll be able to show them to everyone else your amazing colors of kites, etc. Okay.
And I just want to point out, adventurers, you became a little bit lazy on sending me the photos. You know, we used to have about 50, 60 photos a week. I get about 20 at the moment. So if you are able, let's break the record this week and send us as many airplane photos or kite photos this week.
Super. So let's play a quick game, nice and quickly. So you will see 4 different animals, and I want you to tell me or guess if the animal can fly or if the animal glides, okay? So 4 different animals, and you have to guess either they fly or they glide, okay? So, are we ready? You got 3 seconds to tell me your answer. I'll give you a little bit more time depending on what platform you're on. So, first one, take a look at this cute little animal here. Animal number 1. So, type away. Do you think this animal flies or do you think it glides?
All right, the answers are going in, and already people are writing. They're saying that this animal can glide.
Glide. Well done. So if you say glide, you are correct. And see from the video, it leaps and then does something magical. It opens up its arms. Okay. So this is called a flying squirrel. Okay. Mostly found in Mexico and Central America. And what they have between their arms, their legs, and their arms, their ankles, is like a membrane or skin. And that creates a little parachute for them. And it enables them to glide from tree to tree. Look how they look beautiful, don't they? Okay, so that's a flying squirrel. Our next one we have is, let's go to the next slide. Animal number 2. Does that animal fly or does it glide? Let's hear your answer.
All righty. And for everybody who had a chance to take birds on with us, you would know this is a common barn owl. Is that right?
Oh, Pastor, you started the answer.
Oh.
So, what's the answer? Does an animal fly?
He can fly. That's right.
Correct. Well done, everybody. So these owls fly, and it is a barn owl. Correct. So mostly found in nearly every continent besides Antarctica, because it's a bit too cold for them. But they have super large wings that are able to pick their body up effortlessly. Okay. And they're often described as the quiet owl because their feathers are so light and so big that it hardly makes a sound. So they don't have to flap so much. A couple of flaps and they can just glide, okay? That's our barn owl and they fly. Next one we have, let's take a guess. Oh, it's a unique one. Animal number 3. Does that animal fly or does it glide?
Oh, this is not a common animal.
No, it's not a common animal we associate with flying.
All righty. Okay, the answer is they're very mixed. Our adventurer is a little bit confused on this one, so please help us.
So this animal glides through the air. So these are what you call flying fishes. Okay, normally found in any Atlantic or Pacific Ocean near the coast of the USA. So what happens here is underneath the water, there's bigger fishes that's looking to eat them. So what they do is they swim very fast and they shoot up through the water and they use their fins called pectoral fins, which are very long. And with those fins, they're able to glide through the air to escape the fish underneath that wants to eat them. So these animals glide. They're called flying fishes. But they glide through the air with their very long fins. Okay? So well done, guys. I've got one more for you. This animal. Does this animal fly or does it glide?
Majority of adventurers will probably see this animal swims, but the question is it flying or gliding? Yeah, okay. And the answers are slowly coming in, and the people are saying this animal is actually gliding.
Correct, guys. Well done. So this animal glides through the air. These are called the Wallace's flying frog. And they're similar to the squirrel, whereas in they have very thin membrane or skin between their toes. And when they find a spot they want to jump to, they leap out with a lot of energy, open up their fins, their toes, and they use that as a parachute, like a little James Bond frog, and it flies through the sky or glides through it to go to the next object, and they can float over 50 feet or more. So they're very magical animals. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed those videos. Let's continue to our requirement number 4, where it says observe 4 different animals that fly and tell how they fly. So I picked 4 animals, or 3 animals that are local to you that you should see every day. So you should have no problem observing them in your garden or in the park. So the first one we have is bees. Bees. So how do bees fly? So bees have very flexible wings, and their wings can move in all different directions, where they can either hover or fly very fast. So very flexible wings, okay? And they beat their wings very fast. So they have a very fast wing beat frequency, which means they beat a lot of beats in a minute, very fast, okay? And lastly, their wings are very short and they make very quick sweeping motions. So unlike bigger birds where they can do one big swoop, bees have to do a lot of quick, short ones to keep it afloat. Okay, so those are bees. Okay, so that's how bees and how they fly. And I'm sure you can see a bee outside in the park, so you can observe those in your own time. Next, we have ladybugs. Ooh, very interesting creatures here. So ladybugs have 2 sets of wings. The top wing is just a shell, but the bottom wing, I see the one flapping, are the ones that beat, okay? And these gives it the ability to fly. So when it wants to fly, the top shell opens, okay? And it swings forward, as you can see in the video, and their back wings unfold and stretch. And they flap very hard, very rapid flapping, as you can see from the bottom video, and they launch themselves into the air and then take off flying. So you see the bottom video, lots of rapid flapping, and then it let goes and it able to fly. So that's the ladybug. Now, the next one we have is not common to the UK. Well, some parts of the UK you might catch them, but they're not very popular in the UK. But they're the only mammal that flies. The only mammal that flies, and those are bats. Okay. So how do bats fly? So they have 4 limbs, formed web wings. So what I mean by that is, if you see in their wings in the video, they have like a little hand, okay? And that hand's little fingers, and they spread out across the wings. And in between that, they have like a web, a little membrane, skin, okay? And that skin is called a patagum, okay? And what that does is it's very thin and very flexible. So it molds the air in their wings, and they can use that to fly, okay? So they capture all the air underneath their wings and use that to help fly and lift them up, okay? So that's how bats fly. And the wings are so flexible and so particular, very skinny, that they're able to move in all different directions, can bend in different directions to get in that curved shape, and helps them move very accurately. So that's the wonderful animal of bats, okay? Last one we have is what we call them seagulls, but the most common one we have in the UK that you see eating out the dustbin or flying around are called herring gulls, okay? So how do these seagulls fly? So they have a very strong chest, and in the chest area or the upper limbs is where they store all the energy and power to control their wings, okay? And that gives them the power to flap their wings very hard to give them lift, okay? And they have long wings, allowing them to trap the air in and maneuver in the sky. Okay, so that are seagulls for you. Okay, so those are our 4 animals. I hope you learned a little bit of how those animals fly, and you should be able to see those animals in the park or out and about when you go on your walks. Okay, so requirement 5 says, draw a picture of your favorite flying animal. So here's some examples of some animals. Okay, someone's on an eagle, a bird, a ladybug. So I want to see your pictures. So don't forget to draw your pictures and send them through to Pastor Diane so you can share them. Okay, that's very important. Okay, draw your animals and share that with us. I would love to see them. Okay. Okay, so comment number 6 says, nowhere the Bible speaks of an angel flying. So does the Bible speak of angels flying? Yes, the Bible does. And you can see that in Revelations 14, verse 6. I'm going to read from the New International Version. And it says, then I saw another angel flying in midair, and he had the eternal gospel to proclaim to those who live on the earth, to every nation, tribe, language, and people. So here we see angels. Angels can fly, and they use their wings to go all around the world, telling people about Jesus, telling everybody in different countries that have different languages. They're using their wings to fly to spread the gospel. And did you know that our SDA logo also represents the 3 angels? Yes. So this flame symbol, this whole flame symbol represents or encircles a flame circling a sphere, and that sphere is representing a globe. Okay, and the 3 lines represents the 3 angels encircling the globe, telling others about Christ. So when anyone asks you what is our SJ logo about, you know that one part of it is the angels encircling the globe, or the symbol represents the angels encircling the globe, spreading the gospel to all within the world. Okay, so that's our SDA logo. So requirement number 7 says, know who the first successful motorized airplane pilots were. So I got a quick 30-second video to show you guys. So pay extra attention. I'm going to recap and add some more information to complete your worksheets. Okay. So I hope everyone's listening. Here we go.
Storybox presents Wright Innovator. Orville and Wilbur, 2 brothers named Wright, once dreamed of machines with the power of flight. In a little back room of their bicycle shop, their designing and tinkering just wouldn't stop. They'd study the wings and the motions of birds, while the neighbors would laugh, what a couple of nerds. They tested one glider, and then built another. We're learning, said Wilbur. And how? Said his brother. They both got a bump or a bruise now and then, but they never gave up. They just tried again, till at last they had built something no one had seen. They were ready to test their flying machine. So on a day in December in 1903, near the city of Kitty Hawk down by the sea, they cranked up the engine. And what did it do? It sputtered, it rumbled, then zoom, off it flew. And that's why today you can hop on a plane to Chicago or Phoenix, Australia or Spain. So whenever you look at an airplane in flight, just remember the tale of two brothers named Wright.
Okay, so let's get some information from that video. So the two main pilots that helped build the first motorized airplane are called Orville and Wilbur Wright. Okay, that's what they look like. The two brothers. So Wilbur is the older one, and he was born April the 16th in Indiana, so that's in America. And we have Orville, who was born in August the 19th in 1871 in Ohio, another state in America. So those are the two brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, who helped design the first motorized plane. They must have been very smart to do that in that time. Okay. Next. So what gave them the inspiration? So what they did is they looked at other people around in their time that's researching different type of planes. Can we fly? Can we not fly? And these other researchers developed different ideas of flying. But what these two brothers decided to do is go a step further. So they studied different birds, how the birds use their wings to fly and glide and control the air around them. And they decided what we would do is we will go and build our own plane. So they built a plane similar to the bird's wings, okay, where they had rudders to help control or move the plane and wing flaps to help move and glide through the air, okay? So they looked a lot at the birds, see how nature can influence us and influence all those things around us to help create modernized things. So birds in particular help create or help enthuse the efforts into making a motorized plane. So the boys had 3 tests, okay, on December the 17th, 1903. Early in the morning, the boys decided to do 3 tests. Now, they did some tests before, but they weren't that great, okay? But these boys, on this day, they rebuilt everything, and on the 17th of December, they did 3 flying tests. And the first flying test was done by Orville. And his test lasted only 12 seconds, sorry. He flew for 12 seconds, and that was the first time a plane with an engine has taken to the sky, okay? And the last flight was done by Wilbur, and that lasted almost a minute, 59 seconds. And that was the longest time at that time where a plane with an engine was able to fly in the sky with an engine, okay? So what did the boys fly? The fancy word, they used a self-propelled gasoline-powered biplane. Basically, like in the picture you see here, it has one propeller in the middle, so it's self-propelled, and they used 12 horsepower, which is not a lot, okay? But that engine was just about strong enough to keep the plane afloat. And in the later years, the boys developed more ideas, used stronger engine to help keep the plane afloat. So they traveled to Europe, where they had bigger fans and are able to develop planes better. So those are the boys, Wilbur and Orville, who designed the first plane. Okay, that's just a recap of some stuff I said. Okay, so the crossword. Everyone on the crossword, it should see a little crossword. I'm going to end screen sharing here. So in your time at home, if you want to print out the crossword, it's like a little word search. Shouldn't be too hard to follow. I want you to find as much words as possible in this word search. So you might not have time to do it here today because my time is just about over. So let me just screen share. So in this crossword, we've got 3 seconds. I'll just help you find one just for now. And that's the bottom here where you see pigeon. So on the side here, you have different type of flying of things that relate to flying. We have ladybirds, swan, wings, angels, rockets, and so much more. So what I want you to do for me is when you finish at home, again, complete this worksheet, send your pictures so we can see that you've done it. And hopefully you should find all these things related to flying. Okay, so that's the Build and Fly honor for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something new. Thank you for having me, Pastor.
Thank you so much. We loved it, Alberto. Thank you. What we're gonna do again, we're gonna allow everybody to unmute themselves to give a big clap to Alberto. Alberto, thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Thank you.